Hello and welcome to episode number 141, 142. And this is week 18 of my PCOS weight loss journey. So, what's happening? Today, we are going to talk about how periods can become unstable just by purely increased carbohydrate intake. So, what happened this week? I was 52.3 last week, and this week it is 53 kilos. I gained 700 grams of weight in just a matter of weeks. Worst of all, my period was not like a usual period. I thought, if you saw my last episode, I said I'm premenstrual. I had all the symptoms and I got a little spotting and then nothing. I even canceled an event because, I thought I had my period, but it didn't come. So I'm not so sure whether that was a real period or what was that, but something funny happened. I'll come to know with time, whatever happens, if I get a proper period after a month from now or whether it will be somewhere in the middle. But I know I'm not pregnant for sure. But at the same time, I feel PCOS all over again. It was like such a big struggle during my 20s and 30s to like miss periods because I was having frequent periods before and now I'm missing periods. So I'm back in the trenches. So, why did this happen? And how did I solve it? Now, I check my weight every day just because I can handle it now. There was a time when I couldn't handle it. So, I was checking my weight like once a week or once a month. But my weight had actually gone to 54.4 on Sunday morning because Friday, Saturday was such a carbohydrate rich binge that it just went to like 54.4 and I was like in shock like how did this even happen? I'm so far away from my goal. Check out the lipstick which I Okay. So let's review my overall plan which I had for last week and like how much of it I actually followed. Now, I plan to drink around 2.5 liters of water. That I did. I plan to drink my electrolytes. That I did. I plan to exercise. That I did. And yet, this happened just because of food, right? I plan to have black coffee, first two cups, and then just like have my first meal. That just happened. Two, just 3 days actually, out of the 7 days. Friday, I had black coffee, but then I added a scoop of protein powder, which my husband got, and I thought, let me test it. Now, I knew protein powder has whey and it doesn't cause me allergies, but then he mentioned it's lactose free. I was like, let's try it. What's the worst that can happen? I'll get blocked nose, I'll use a spray. I got blocked nose. I used the spray, but I'm not having protein powder. Like, that's for sure. Like, I mean, there is a non-dairy protein powder. It's made of peas. But I'm like, I could just have some lentils instead of having that protein powder. Just didn't because I can't just have it with water. It's like yuck. I would put bananas and I would put peanut butter and almond butter and I'll make it like this dessert. I don't want to do any of that. So I'm like, no protein powder. I would rather have natural protein sources. Apart from that, Saturday I had gone out to eat. I had some filter coffee with sugar, and after that, I just like changed my whole plan from Sunday. So my plan was to have first meal at 2 p.m. And if I'm feeling very low or I'm having clients before that and I'm not feeling energized and I have time, I might have an earlier meal. But this did not happen. Maybe Wednesday and Friday, 2 days this happened. But after that, what happened was we had Ganpati, which is our celebration that we Maharashtrians do more of it, like the Western Maharashtra from Mumbai people. We do more of that. And then I had made modak, and then because I entered the territory of rice flour, I made some rice dosas. So like it was just a mess. Everything got sabotaged. So all of it happened because of pure urges. But Sunday, Monday, Tuesday was okay. Like I could have my second meal. I changed my plan. Second meal, which was on plan. Um, my plan was first meal to have tea with cream and one canderal, which is a stevia and sucralose, with dark chocolate. I didn't have dark chocolate, and that is a win because I suddenly lost interest for dark chocolate because in my brain it's like dark chocolate means sleep deprivation, and I'm like not interested. I like my sleep. So that's the power of like how quickly we can lose interest around a certain food item the moment you find something compelling. So you have to keep trying different things, different belief systems, different ideas, different thoughts, and see which one lands. And like suddenly you might lose interest for something, but you have to try different things. I had decided to maybe snack on some nuts in between meals, only if hungry, if not hungry, to allow urges and do the planned work. I think I did pretty well when it came to snacking. Like I didn't snack much this time. My plan was to drink 500 ml before dinner. That I could do. Dinner was like planned was like chicken or fish or eggs with some veggies and some fruits. This got completely messed up from Wednesday because Wednesday I think was Ganpati. I went to get ingredients for like anytime I enter a grocery shop on the weekdays is a problem. So I went to get the rice flour and all the ingredients for to make the modak. And I'm not an expert at making modaks, but I was like, let's try. That's the least I can do. For whom, I don't know. But my husband, he gobbled it. I gobbled it. And we just like it was pretty decent. And the coconut, it's like basically a rice flour dumpling. And the filling inside is coconut and jaggery, which is sugar and some nuts. It was delicious because I finished it all. But the cravings increased after that. And it really made me question everything. Like, why do I do this? Like, why Ganpati? Like the god, he's my favorite god, Ganesha. And I was like, why is he my favorite? And it's because my father's name is Ganpat, and he has been celebrating Ganesha all his life. So that's like a very big deal for him. So he sort of generationally transferred that sort of belief system with me. And I was like, I get to decide at this point what I want to do. Like if I want to pray to Bapa, I can pray to Bapa. I don't have to do everything that they did just because they did it. Like I don't have to do it. Apart from that, another thing which I realized was like it's a very social event, Ganesha, because it's a very community experience. And I'm just like leaning into my social anxiety so much. It's like if I don't see anything compelling, I'm just not socializing. Like because I left my job, which was full of people, left that now I'm here online. I'm like, if anyone I'm okay with like meeting people online, but in person, like, do I have to? Is always a question. So I do ask some of my friends, like, do you mind coming on a call? We can just chat online on the phone if possible. So there is that always. Um, but I'm just like leaning towards like ensuring like I think my future self has secured that for her. Like she doesn't have to be social if she doesn't want to. So I questioned everything, right? Like that one event, like ensured, like, okay, in my next Ganesh Utsav, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Apart from that, that day I didn't make any chicken. I made some. We got this fava beans, and I made this nice curry with fava beans. That was nice. But then I started making these rice flour dosas, and that again opened up another can of worms because they're yummy. Lots of childhood memories with it, and I had those rice flour dosas many times. So the cravings just kept on increasing. Apart from that weekend, I had the plan was to have 30 ml of vodka. Instead, I had 45 ml of whiskey, which is not so bad. But then one thing good was that, I ordered the same dish which I liked the week before, which was basically a triple Szechuan fried rice. I had the same thing. This time I didn't feel it was like well made. Like it was a bit sweetish, and I didn't like that. But I finished, like I didn't order anything new. I finished the same dish by Saturday. So I didn't order. But apart from that, I ordered this lukemat, which was like those balls. Arabic dish, and I think I ate most of it. Not even my daughter, and not it was like a lot of it, and I ate all of that. Apart from that, there was the morning breakfast in Sangeeta. That was amazing. But after that, it was I just was have binging on these chaklis while watching a movie. There's something going on with me. I overate, and then the next day the weight was like 54.4, and it was just a bit shocking for me. I did sleep well. I got around 6.5 to 7.5 hours sleep. That was done. Exercise was done. I was exercising every day. Even when I thought I was premenstrual and going through all the premenstrual changes, I did exercise. My plan was to frequently regulate my nervous system with prolonged breaths. This did not happen. I did meditate every day except for Saturday, but no breath work. Weekends, overall was okay, except for, yeah. So I just binged a lot. So overall, what worked with this week was number one, sleep was maintained. Second, exercise was maintained. Water was maintained. And I didn't snack on weekdays. That was all maintained. What didn't work, clearly, my mind was not maintained. And because my mind was not maintained, the carbs came in and the carbs just like took over the cravings, and that loop just happened. And I think that disrupted my period problem. Like if that was not my period, then this is a problem. That means I became insulin resistant so much that my period got pushed. That's so shocking, and at the same time, wow, my body is so good to just tell me what goes right and what goes wrong. And so yeah, that was amazing. Apart from that, the Ganpati celebration was not predicted by me. The guilt, I think, the built up so much after those rice dosas that it all like numbed out itself. I got numbed out on the weekend with food and alcohol. So weekend, when I thought I was on my period, I allowed myself to eat whatever I want because I was like, oh, poor me, I'm having my period. It's okay, it's okay. I'm gonna anyway lose weight. That didn't happen. I didn't get my period, like proper period, and I consumed a lot of dairy, refined carbs, alcohol. So, so what are my lessons learned? My lessons from this week are I could have like when it comes to Ganesha or like any sort of religious festivities, I can taste that one dish, not have the whole thing, like not and stop at that, like just one. I can have one modak and stop at that. Or I could just taste it. I didn't have to have five. Secondly, I could have made that rice dosa, the idea came. I could have given it to my daughter and to my husband. And for me, I could have just tasted one and stopped at that. Now, another lesson I've learned is like anytime any off plan event happens, like this sort of evaluation, which I do once a week, I think I need to do it right away. I need to self coach then and there to course correct because I do that for a living, but I will not do that for myself. And I think just like spending like 10-15 minutes and finding out why I did what I did is helpful. Apart from that, I would have to really allow urges for something that seems super urgent. Like making that rice dosa seems super urgent. Also, the modaks which I made, I was like, we need to finish this, otherwise they're gonna become hard, and they were actually becoming hard. So, like maybe next time make less of them. That will be another thing. My mom was like, we are taught to make 21 modaks, and I didn't make 21. I think I made 11. Maybe I'll make only like five, which I'll give to the god, and everyone will eat little by little. So, regarding eating outside food, this week, weekend is a problem, and I see this for all my clients, not just me. And like this week, I'm going to experiment with no eating outside food. This has been a shocker for me. My husband is not going to take it well. So I've told him already that he can go with my daughter and eat outside. I'm just not going to come. And I'm going to cook that similar sort of dish, make it healthier, and have that instead of like ordering it from a restaurant, or because the portions again are huge and I don't want to keep it in the fridge. I would rather like tailor make it for myself and make it in a way where I am not increasing my carb intake because I missed my period. The insulin resistance, if that is the case, that was my period. I think that was because why would the weight also increase so much, right? So it's like a chicken and an egg thing. Like there's a hormonal shift which is happening, and then there is increased cravings. The insulin resistance just keeps on worsening. I need to bring down my insulin, and that will happen with less carbs. So, um, I'm gonna ensure that where was I? Next Ganpati, next year that will happen, or any sort of religious festivities when I make, like Diwali will come soon, and at that time also I'll do something like this. But I'm gonna make it myself preferably and eat very less of it. And I think the God will be super happy if I manage my mind. That is something which I'm going to work on. And like I'm telling this to this podcast, and I will listen to this podcast next year around this time, so that I know where my brain was this year. Apart from that, weekend continues to be a problem. As I said, it's not just for me, but for my clients as well. So this week, no restaurant food. Um, I'm gonna make the dishes. Like I'm gonna just think about what I always order. I have all the data. And I'm gonna pick anything from there, and I'm gonna go on YouTube and try to make it myself. And if I figure that out, that's gonna be a huge celebration. I just love when I enter into that celebration energy. It just is like such an amazing energy. And I think if you figure out a dish which tastes good, which a restaurant will make for you, but if you can make it for yourself, that's like wowza. Anyway, so this is my this week. Okay, apart from like last week I was just giving myself 2 meals. This week I'm giving 3 meals, proper meals, but these 3 meals are gonna be between sunrise to sunset, and they're gonna be more in like lesser carbs, definitely, preferably like 50 grams. I might calculate my macros, or I might not, but I want to make my meals more in good fats and low to moderate protein so that I become insulin sensitive, so that I enter into that ketosis faster. So, plan for next week is going to be drink 3 liters of water. First liter is going to be with sun, and I'm hoping that I will remember to take all the pictures so that I can share it on my social and on my WhatsApp in the status. Do remember to check it. I share it over there. So first liter is going to be with the sun. Then 500 ml with electrolytes, 500 ml before black coffee, 500 ml before lunch, 500 ml before and after dinner. Okay. Then I'm gonna do my yoga before I start drinking water. After drinking my first liter, I'm gonna go for my walk and my run. And then I'm also gonna climb stairs. So total exercise, cardiovascular exercise is gonna be around 1 hour. My first meal is going to be 3 yolks. It's gonna be eggs, 3 yolks and one white because I keep the two whites for my daughter. With olive oil. And I'm gonna have coffee with cream with 2 canderals, some sweetness. Now the thing with sweetener is like it will increase cravings. So the way I break my cravings is by having black coffee. It just like cuts off all the sweetness cravings. It's like so bitter. Apart from that, so the next black coffee, I will have another 500 ml of water. After that, my second meal is going to be tea with cream and with one sweetener with nuts. And then the third meal is going to be by around 6 p.m. It's going to be chicken or fish or eggs with some veggies and fruits. So I have got this protein bread. Maybe I'll have it, but then, there's no fun to have a sandwich without cheese, and I can't have cheese. So I'm going to experiment with protein breads and protein wraps and see how that goes. No rice. There was one time I had khichdi, which is a rice preparation. So again, that all just leads to more weight gain and more insulin resistance periods become problem. I'm going to sleep 6.5 to 7.5 hours. I'm going to meditate 20 minutes every day to calm my nerves, to reduce my stress. I'm going to listen to an old song every day so it gets stuck into my head as an earworm. And I'll do that while having a breakfast. I'll club these two habits because every time I listen to a good song, good old song, my mood is overall okay. I'm gonna clean my mind if I act out of plan. I hope I do that. I'm gonna pay myself as a coach and do that at some point. Um, Weekends is going to continue the above, which is basically 30 ml of whiskey on Friday and Saturday with soda water. Make a different dish. I will have a plan for it and I'll see how it goes. So that's my plan for this week. And I really hope I lose weight, even if I don't even know what's happening with my period. I'm not gonna get an ultrasound or done anything done. I know my body. I'm gonna evaluate and see how that goes. Wish me luck. I just have 4 months left to get to my goal. And this is what happens. Like for the longest time, I thought 52 is my goal. Let's see how we maintain. 54 it reached. That was just shocking. But I'm back to the plan and I'm going to do it. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Bye.